Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm so excited to be here showing you different ideas for how to decorate your hand-knitted Easter egg dishcloth canvas art project these things that you've knitted. If you don't have the pattern already, this is a pattern that I have available for purchase. I'll have it linked in the description below. But we're just talking about decorating here. So as you can see, I've pulled out the supplies that I just have on hand. So this is to start sharing some ideas, but like really just go through your craft supplies and take a look, see what ideas you have, what stuff you already have on hand, or head over to a craft store and wander the aisles with your kiddo and pick out some favorite items. Anyway, so we have both the stockinette version and the garter version here. If you want an idea of size here, obviously these are my hands. This is the small size. This is the medium size. And this just shows, what it would look like what it does look like in different colors. And this is the large size. So those are our dishcloths that we have, and I've already put together like a few ideas. This is actually I'm recording this video at the end of the testnet, so I had put together a few samples before the testnet to give some folks some ideas of like what they could do when decorating their eggs. So I've already cut out some pieces and stuff. I just hadn't glued them on because I wanted to get like the actual photos of all of the finished items first. So you can see I have some cutout pieces already. What I have here, I have some twine, some thread. This is for your warp, I think it is, on the weaving loom, some little ribbon lace. Honestly, actually, most of this stuff is from my wedding almost 10 years ago. Ribbon, this is just some foam numbers. That was actually from a Christmas ornament thing that we did this past year. These are just flowers that were already made that you can just glue onto stuff. These are little wooden hearts, wooden beads that I had used for a garland thing, buttons, more buttons here. These are paper flowers, so you could create a bunch of this stuff. This was something that I had created. I'd used it as a vase decoration piece from thinner twine than that, but you could create paper flowers and stuff if you want to as well. And this is a project that is great for adults like me, or for kids, and so obviously you'll adapt it based on the age, what they're able to do. I will also show you some duplicate stitch stuff on some of the stockinette, so then we can create our zigzag lines like you would typically see on a Easter egg and stuff like that. So we'll use just yarn for that. Yeah, and then there these are little wooden letters, so you can attach stuff by yarn and thread. That's what I'll do with the beads and the buttons. This kind of thing you could tack down with some thread, or you could glue it on. I have a hot glue gun. I won't show using the hot glue gun in here because I don't have a good place to plug it in at this setup. So I'll get everything put together to show you what I'm doing, and then I'll go glue it and show you what it looks like. You could use fabric glue. That's what I wish I had right now, to glue any of this stuff on. Yeah, you could just use your imagination. This is something that I haven't tried yet. These are chalk markers. I wondered if they might work better than a regular marker, but I will try this at the very end and see. I guess maybe I could do a little bit of research before I test it too. But if you use anything like that, be mindful of what the end use is for your project. If this is just a decoration piece that you're using for this year, or you're going to pull out once a year, durability probably isn't going to be as big of a thing. If this is something that a little kid is going to be sticking in their mouth, make sure you're not using anything toxic. that kind of thing. If you're going to be washing dishes with it, be more mindful of how you're decorating it. Like that might be more of a duplicate stitch kind of situation. Oh, and I don't know embroidery kind of stuff, but this would be a perfect use case for embroidery on your hand knit stuff, flowers or whatever you wanted to do. So, okay. My examples that I have here, I'm going to use the stockinette gray, and then once I'm done doing like showing what I had already done before, like I said, I'll go ahead and decorate a few more as well. But just to get started, these are projects that I already decided what I'm going to do. Oh, and this is felt. So as you can see, I already cut out pieces, but this is just a big piece of felt fabric stuff. Moving that out of the way now, it's gonna lighten things up a bit. I'll go ahead and push this stuff out a little more now that you've seen it all. Make sure that doesn't roll around. Okay, so here, this one is just a little face. I just cut out a triangle out of the felt. It could, you know, it could be like a duck beak. It could be like, this kind of makes me think of like a mustache. And then my eyes. And then I want my holes at an angle just because I think it's funny rather than straight like that. To me, having the holes straight, I don't know if you can see that. I'll pull it up here. Can you see the holes of the buttons? Having the holes straight, like I feel like that makes them look mad. But here, I feel like it just makes him look funny or something. Like he's just a silly boy. Okay, so I will attach these with thread and I will glue this one down. You could also just like, you know, use finer thread, like you sewing thread, and attach that way as well if you'd like. If I wasn't feeling lazy, that's probably what I would prefer to do. But I kind of want to do this as quick as I can, especially because I'm trying to get as much of this done as I can during nap time. So, okay, this egg I had, I was just doing strips, like little, I don't know, zebra stripes or something. And as you can see, they're not actually rectangles. I was just cutting alongside the edge of, like I had cut something else out of the felt fabric. And so then I was just cutting lines off. And so they're like at an angle and stuff. But I feel like that makes it look more, gives more of the idea of like maybe what it would look like if a little kid was doing it, or just, you know, prove the point that it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just meant to be fun. And obviously, if you wanted to, you could trim those up and make them look nicer. Here. So the goal here is I'm just trying to have these felt pieces reach from end to end in the stockinette side. So I'm leaving the edging part like this edging part on the outside, felt free. And then I'm just putting these strips on the part that has felt. So let's see here, maybe this angle will fit this way better. And I kind of just try to evenly space them a little bit better. Okay, so I'll hot glue that as well. So I'll hot glue this, hot glue that. Actually, just to be speedy, I might hot glue the buttons as well. I can come back and put thread on those as well later. Okay, now this one, I used this flower here. And then I was wanting to do, like, try to create the look of like stripes like you would do on an Easter egg, but using buttons. I don't know that I 100% achieved that look, but I don't hate the look either way, whether you can tell the intention or not. So the bottom row, I just did So I alternated rows by color. So I did the lighter color on bottom with 3, and then I did the darker as 4. And then the lighter is 5. So something like that. We could spread it out farther if we want to. Again, this is just like, it's meant to be a fun craft project, whether, you know, it's because the kids are home for a long weekend, or you want to have some sort of decor for the holiday, or it's just a themed project that you can do with the kids that they'll enjoy. So yeah, I think something about like that. And I guess now, since I'm on this hot glue gun, I hope that I have enough glue for this, because I think I'm out of glue for hot glue. Anyway, I might actually just hot glue all of this on as well, since I'm trying to do things quickly. What I really want to do is have these like sewn down. But that just might not happen today. I just don't know that I have enough time. So anyway, we have 3 done now. Well, 3 decorated. They're obviously nothing's attached yet. Okay, now let's do this one. This one was super simple. Like, you could do this with any age kid, just about. No, well, not really, because my little 9-month-old wouldn't work that well with it. But, okay, so for this, you could go ahead and fold it over to give a nice look. And you don't have this frayed stuff on the end. You can also like glue the end of it so that it doesn't keep fraying. This stuff has like wire in it, so it makes it really easy to fold over. And then like, because I can do it, I could shape this a little bit better so that it follows the shape of the egg. I'm like actually like legit concerned now that I maybe don't have, I'm not gonna be able to use the hot glue gun. I might have to make a trip to the store just to finish these eggs. Okay, so there we have like this band. Like obviously with the glue, I'll be able to tack that down even better, like keep the shape that I want. Also, if you do thread, you'll be able to do that too. Like I could just get thread and like tack it down in a few places, and that wouldn't be too time consuming either. All right, we have buttons for this one. So I just thought I'd go with some fun button, like random, kind of like, yeah, colorful. Make it springy, and that's literally that egg. Okay. All right, the last one that I had already kind of pre-planned. I had this little bit of lace stuff, ribbon stuff, and my plan was to just tack it to the back. But I'm wondering actually if I could do something similar here and tuck it underneath if I wanted to. This stuff actually, it has the sticky tape on the back already, so it'll be interesting to see if it actually sticks to the yarn or not. And then I used some beads, which I definitely want to tack down with either like this thread or some yarn or something. just try to evenly space them out. Okay. I guess I'll keep working with that once I actually do it. All right, and then I had 3 of these paper flowers. We got this one, this one, this one. How do I like it best? Maybe like that, kind of in the corner. And like, you could look up, if you're trying to find inspiration, you could look up like scrapbooking kind of ideas. You could look up card making ideas. Like all that kind of stuff would give you some ideas. Or if you wanted to like mimic like Easter egg decorating, you could be like, okay, what do decorated Easter eggs usually look like? And then what tools can I use to create that? You could also dye. So like if you do, say you do all white or like a really light color, you could dye them. You could use, like if you have dyes for dyeing yarn, I know people do like Kool-Aid dyeing. Yeah, so you could also dye, you could dye your eggs just like you would dye Easter eggs, like the actual egg. You could dye the yarn. But do your research. I don't know that much about dyeing. Like I would think that you could use the dye like from an Easter egg dyeing kit and dye the yarn, but don't quote me on that 100%. Okay. Alrighty, let's go ahead. I feel like I should decorate like half of what I have. So I guess I have half of the large ones here. I could do a couple more medium sized. Let's see. Maybe, that one. Maybe the white one. Do we want? Yeah, it's okay to have 2 whites. Okay. This one's actually not one. It's a little bit larger, so not one of my final samples. And then small. I'll pick 2 more here. Don't want to do another white. Could do purple. I guess I'm gonna have to duplicate. I want to keep this one to show the color. I really like that color on its own. I might do the purple. What do I have? I might do the purple one. And then I might do that one. Does that sound good? Okay. So we have 4 more eggs to decorate here. Let's go ahead and move these out of my space a little bit. Ooh, I wanted to do duplicate stitch. So I'll do the duplicate stitch with these 2. And then let's just have a little bit of fun here. You could do like a heart and like write 2025 or whatever you're doing it. You could do that kind of thing. Could do like a smiley face and like maybe with the twine. Oh, where's the end? Anyway, just for the sake of demonstration, make a smiley. Oh my goodness. I kind of like that idea. What else could we do? I want to try markers, huh? Oh, we want to do duplicate stitch on that one, huh? I guess we can just try it on the back of one of the white ones. I feel like I'm like at a lack of supplies. I wonder what I could spell. Could I spell like love? O L V. Now he's going to be the most difficult one to find because it's both in my name and my partner's name. And of course, if you see it before I do, you're going to be like, it's right there, it's right there. The F, it's an F. Obviously, I won't be able to do like peace. I think there's an E here. You could do a hashtag, that would be kind of funny. Using the pound sign. Hashtag, whatever. At. Kind of wonder about using the stars. Oh, the little dude is awake. This is a fun one too. Okay, I'm going to go grab the little guy. I can just do this across. Is that all? Okay, I'm gonna go grab the little one and we'll come back for more ideas. Alrighty, obviously, I am back. Not as obviously. Little Minnie is here with me. He won't be decorating because he'll just put all of the beads and buttons and everything in his mouth, but he's got his Cheerios, his little baby fruit snacks, sitting in the high chair trying to figure out what in the world is going on right now. Okay, so I think I'm actually gonna do the smiley face here. And I realized I actually have this little bit I'd cut off the other day, like kind of just playing with random stuff. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit for a smiley face. And oh, when I was talking about fabric glue earlier, I'm not like that super familiar with glues. I know we have some wood glue, so I'm gonna actually probably research to see if that's a good idea to use on this. But I know Eileen's glue is like the glue my mom always had growing up, and she used it for everything. So that's, when I think of fabric glue, that is what I was thinking I would use. So just FYI, if that is helpful, I could put a link in there too, so that you know how to spell Eileen's. So that would be in the description box of the video. Okay, just trying to figure out what to do here. Do we have any other symbols? We do not. Do we have, well, could we do happy? H-A. Do you like that idea, dude? You think happy is a good idea? Yeah? Is that Minnie approved? H-A-P-P. Do we have a Y? I know that I could like, oh, there's some stuff that broke. No? Maybe they're supposed to be that way. Like little dots, like little period kind of things. So maybe that's what happened to my E. Maybe it was the F. No, they've got like the burnt wood look on the end, so they're intentionally that way. Okay, looking for why. I was saying, I know I could just lay these down on the counter here, but I don't really want a big mess. Oh, okay, so like for a question mark, or there must be, so you could do an exclamation mark, but I'm wondering about just using the little dots. Like little square things. Let's see if there's any more. Yes, yes, yes. That one's really small. I don't think that one was intentional. You could also, I was just thinking, what other supplies do I have? I have like a bunch of sticker stuff. So if you're doing that, you could like glue stickers on or sew them on. Like seriously, like just whatever you have, and let the kiddos play and have fun is the whole idea here. There's quite a few of these little, I think it's supposed to be like on a map, like the little location thingy. So like if you're like, hey, this was in Montana, whatever. You could do hashtag happy. Seriously, so many of these. What could I do with them? Like, I feel like it would look funny if I just had a line of them, but I don't know if that's any better. Just like alternate up and down. I don't know. You could like use this for like a beak, and then like with felt or fabric or something, make like a penguin or a bird or something. Seriously, so many of them. So interesting to me. I guess I probably need to hurry this up again because Minnie's patience only lasts so long, and I know that he's going to be getting hungry here for real food. What could we do? Like, what if we did like a 3-part thing with the happy? What else could we do? Like, you know, like live, love, laugh, but using happy. Happy home. Oh, except for we don't have the E. Happy together. Obviously, I also don't have the letters for that. Brave. No, I was gonna say brave, but if I don't have an E, that doesn't work. Happy, funny. Okay, I didn't want to make a mess, but I guess we'll just do our best to make sure we don't lose any pieces here. And you're like, all right, why did you just suffer for so long if you were going to finally do that? Great question. Especially since you had to listen to me fumbling through it, huh? Okay. Now we probably aren't going to have another Y. F-U-N, and do we have another Y? Yeah. Don't have a Y. What a bummer. I could do, no, I was gonna say I could do baby, but I don't have a Y. I don't know. You could do like little sayings like, or jokes, play on words with egg. What if I did happy egg? Oh, I don't have an E. Right. Oh, we could do happy fun, or fun happy. Can't do play. Okay, what if, let's do 2 on top and 2 at bottom. Maybe do fun, happy, and then I just need a third word. Quick! Oh, you ran out of filler. Okay, pause. We need the Cheerios. There. Okay, fun, happy, joyful, playful. They all have Y's. Busy, that's also Y. Weird, that's E. Oh, goodness. Obviously, we could like use the 3 as an E or like different color things like that. And also, you know, it's like you could do like a scrabble kind of thing where you use the Y for 3 letters, 3 words. F. Default word. Lazy. Home, except for I need the E. I have home. Hive. So home. That's why though. Okay. Nest would be an E. What if we just did fun and happy? With like hashtag fun, hashtag happy. Sounds like Minnie is happy with his Cheerios. There we go. Okay. How's that? We want it. We could sprinkle it like confetti. I don't think that's gonna work very well though. Okay, we're gonna call that design. Okay. What could I do with this? I feel like there's some creative. Like make it like a little banner kind of look. Thread something through it. Some ribbon or something. I guess that is an idea. You could like do this kind of thing, like, you know, whatever. And then have like a row of these pieces, and then I don't know, like you have like a small heart or a smaller bead. What size buttons here? I guess I'll just take it from here real quick. A button or something. I don't know. Don't want that 100%, but just as an idea. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and should we attach right now or should we? Maybe I'll do my duplicate stitch real quick. Minnie's gonna be happy for a little bit longer. He still has some Cheerios left. Go ahead and move some stuff here. I guess you don't have to watch me rebag that. I'll take care of that later. Just trying to move stuff around so I have space for the duplicate stitch stuff. Okay, so we have a few different yarn leftovers. I also have like some fall skeins, but I'm thinking of just starting with this. Or do we want to do this on the, how far am I from the color? Throw out the pink and the blue. We could start on this end. That would give me some distance, right? I don't really want the white in the cream. And yeah, I know there's some white there, but okay, we'll see how much we can get with this. Also, I'm just gonna pause this and make sure I have enough storage to finish recording here. Okay, so the main reason that I wanted to show you some duplicate stitch, well, I mean, because I wanted to show you different options in general, but the main reason I wanted to do duplicate stitch, use duplicate stitch myself, is because we can create the zigzag looks. So if you're not familiar with duplicate stitch, I have a whole tutorial. Oops, there's a little, those wooden pieces. On my, here on the channel. I'll go ahead and link it in the description. Maybe if I remember, it will pop up here on the screen. But what we do with duplicate stitch is we literally just go over the stitches that are already here. Now, we're not gonna do it the same way because that would like create loops. So this is a little bit experimental. We'll see what we can do. I want to create zigzags, which I feel like we should, well, can I create that look with a, here, let's just do normal duplicate stitch. See how it looks. This can also give the look of like hearts, so if that's what you're going for, that's cool. This is also, I don't know, this is, I love this option of just the duplicate stitch in general, because it's like, we know you already have yarn on hand. You probably already have a darning needle on hand or a sewing needle. I mean, yeah, you almost certainly have something that you use for weaving in your ends and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all of this. It's not the zigzaggy look that I was hoping for, but it's cute. So we're just gonna do this here. And I am worried about storage, so I'm just gonna keep my eye on that. Actually, here, I'll just stand up, do this, and then I really can't keep an eye on it. You can still watch me, because I don't have super fancy, you know, tech set up where I like see my screen as I'm recording and all that jazz. In case you didn't know. I'm not a pro YouTuber. Okay. Oh, you running out of food? You want to see what Mama's doing? Looky! Look at the color going onto the egg. I did not like strategically place this. So I feel like, why didn't you go down a row or two? Yeah, it's because I would just randomly started. And we're just going with the flow here. So, okay. Now I want to decide. I might actually just like hold this thread, this yarn in the back, so that the white is all in the back, and then I'm just going to like, I'll end up cutting it. Oh no. Oh no, the little dude. Okay, I'll end up cutting it, weaving in that part, but I don't want a whole bunch of weight, so. Hopefully you are enjoying this more than Minnie is now, huh? Poor little guy. Yes, you're doing such a good job. You have a couple pieces left. Did you know that? You want this? There you go. Will that get us through the end of the row? We will find out. Okay. See, that's why I skipped over the white. It's fine, huh? It's fine. We'll leave that. It's just like 2/3 of a stitch instead of like a whole bunch of stitches that it would have been if I would have continued with that. Here. Okay. Boopity doopity doopity doo. Here, do you want your water? Oh no. Oh no. Almost done with this row. All right. There we go. I am going to go help Minnie for a little bit. And then I'll be back and we'll do more duplicate stitch here on this one. So stay tuned. Obviously, it's not going to be very long for you, but yeah, now I'll have to decide if I'm going to, I want to go ahead and pull this through a little bit more too. I have to decide, I think I want to use this pink a little bit more. Maybe I'll do a little row here, but I'm not going to have a lot if I count for weaving and ends. So, yep. This is the other yarn I have. Okay, we'll be back. Alrighty, we're back. Minnie is fed and he has a new round of snacks and toys to play with while he watches us. Okay, so while I was away, I went ahead and researched a little bit about glues. I did also find that I do have hot glue, so that's great. So fabric glue is essentially the most recommended option. Wood glue does work, but it can leave things a lot more stiff. So if you want like it to still be really flexible, then wood glue isn't recommended for that. And then like you could use just glue stick, but as we all know, it probably won't last very long. However, I feel like that is the most kid friendly. So you could do that. If you don't care if it falls apart, then it doesn't matter, right? Or you could go back and, you know, pin everything back down more later. Like you could have maybe the kid use glue stick and then you go back through with like needle and thread for like things like this. Yeah. And then I do also have like, I have like a super glue, and this is like basically a super glue. So I was thinking I was going to maybe try one of those. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to try the glue stick just for kicks and giggles on a few things. And then I'm going to use the hot glue gun. But first I will, as much as I want to now glue stuff, because that's what's on my mind and I have ADHD, we're gonna go ahead and return to our duplicate stitch work. Okay, now this stitch right here is a bit loose, so I'm wanting to tighten it. So I'm gonna pull that bit and then this bit down here. Then again here, tighten that stitch. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now I'm just going to thread my needle again. And I think I just want to do, I don't know how many stitches I'm going to be able to do. I want to, I feel like I should do like a row here and then a row here. Maybe I'll do the row down here because I should have stitches, should have enough. That. So what if I do 1, 2, 3? That would put me here. No, I want to do 1, 2 rows between. So I'll have one here, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll have a row here with a different color yarn. 1, 2. So that puts me this row. And you'll come in at the bottom of that stitch. I might actually. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm not gonna do a whole weave in ends, cut and weave in ends thing. I'm just gonna let it, because the back is messy anyway. It's the wrong side. I'm not too worried about what it looks like. If you wanted to have it more polished, of course, you can do otherwise. But I think I should have enough yarn to do this row in pink. And then maybe we'll do the mint for the other row. It's not gonna quite match that blue, but it's fine. Right? It's fine. Okay, since I'm just duplicate stitching, as you can see, things have moved around a little bit. I ran out of storage for recording, and then, of course, Minnie was getting restless, and so he was all around here and had to clean up the supplies so that he didn't get into them. And now we're back, but since he is still a little bit restless, I am going to just work on some duplicate stitch off camera, I think, or maybe I'll find a way to do some time-lapse stuff. We'll see. I don't know. I guess he's entertained right now. I guess if we have a jump, just don't be surprised. Oh, that didn't work. I did not put that in the right spot. Yeah. Or, yeah. We're not gonna make you sit forever, huh? So, if he is content for the moment, typing, I was starting to say, before the camera quit, that, just talking about, ways that you can use this project. So you can use them. The large size is perfect for like a dishcloth, washcloth, dish rag kind of situation. That's this size here. The medium size, which is this and that, is great for like a scrubby kind of size. And here's actually a good thing to note when you're doing the duplicate stitch. This is like what happens when you get into the edging. So I'm thinking, since that doesn't match this side, I might not do that last one. Yeah, and then the small ones are maybe a little bit more like a makeup cleaner size. Yes, but you don't have to just use them for cleaning things. You don't have to use them as a dishcloth. Obviously, you can use them as decoration, especially if you are decorating them. You know, put them on the table or counter or whatever for the season, for spring, for Easter, or, I mean, obviously you don't have to have it themed for spring. You can just use it for decoration in general. This size and maybe that size in general, like if you scattered across the table, like did a decor piece like that, that would work perfect. You could like put these on top of like gifts or something. I don't know if people do gifts for Easter, but you know, if it's, you could use it like as a, you know, rather than like a bow or something on a gift, whether it's birthdays or Mother's Day or whatever. You could use it for that kind of thing. One idea that I had that actually would work well like with this, so I didn't tack down the ribbon in the middle. But I was thinking like if you were to use them as like a holder for your silverware, so like forks, knives, and spoons, and like set the table that way. So like every setting on the table had one. You could do it with, you know, different, like the large size is going to fit them the best. If you wanted to like wrap them, you could like wrap them with a small size, wrap a piece of twine around it or something if you wanted to, or a piece of yarn. What else? Oh, the small pieces would be super cute as garland. And obviously with Minnie around, I know that they can also be fun toys just for little ones to play with, you know, if they're a little bit older, make believe play, pretend play, use their imagination. His age, he puts it in his mouth and just plays with it that way. Yeah, I mean, you can make games out of it. Like these could be little pieces, like you could do a counting game or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, if you've decorated it, your uses will be a little bit different. Like this probably, I mean, you could use it as a little scrubby this way, but consider durability and all of that. Now, obviously, I have now tacked all of these down or glued them down because Minnie was starting getting stuff and I was trying to come up with something I could do while he was like all over the place too. So I ended up using the glue stick for all of it. I am like baffled, I am shocked, I'm surprised, I am like happily surprised how well it worked. Like seriously, it worked so well. Like the buttons, you see, like it's like not even like coming off. Like as soon as I set it on, it was like, oh, I can't like actually like move these. This like actually like glued on. So it makes me super curious. Like, is this a lot better when you have textured things like fabrics rather than like paper, which is what I'm used to using glue stick on. So yeah, I like the twine here again, the buttons, the felt. I will say the felt was probably the worst one because it wasn't easy to just slide the glue stick across the felt, so it kind of made a mess on the glue stick itself. You can see like I wasn't even able to get my stuff centered because I couldn't move it back once I created it. Worked well with the wood, worked well with the paper, the beads. The beads I glued down first, and I kind of wish that I hadn't because I messed that one up. Also, if I hadn't, the beads would be able to rotate. But then I did go through and I did the twine to kind of like connect them to the fabric itself. And rather than weaving in the ends, I just knotted the twine at the end. There was one end that I wove in a tiny bit, but it doesn't matter to me what the back looks like. So yeah, anyway, let's see. Buttons, the ribbon used the glue glue stick for that, the ribbon, and then also the buttons on the ribbon. This one had a tape on it, which worked extremely well. So like any kind of glue tape kind of stuff that you have already for like sewing stuff, card making stuff, like probably will work well. And then I was able to just cut the edges. I didn't have to like do any like folding over or anything weird there. So that was great. Anything else here? Yeah, I'm super happy with how that worked. Obviously I can still go in and use thread if I want to on some of this. Like I think I want to on this here. I'll probably leave this one. I'll decide on that one. I think I'll leave that one. Anyway, yeah, so that is decorating. I will go ahead, I'm gonna just decorate this off camera and then you can see the final, because obviously little man, yeah, and Minnie, you could just losing the patience, tired of sitting in the high chair waiting on mama. So, yeah, I am super excited. If you, like, I'm excited to do this with him when he gets older, and I think this would be a really fun, like, you know, do it every year and kind of just have one or a few every year to collect memories, just like, you know, like decorating ornaments or something. Doesn't require a lot of yarn. It's super small, super fast, and a fun craft project that's just entertaining, something to do, seasonal related. Yes, okay, I will be back once I have some of these decorated a little bit more just with yarn. Okay, so obviously a little bit of change of plans. I was going to do this mint green here, but I'm thinking I actually want the mint green for this one. So I found these purples instead, and it has a little bit of pink. And so I'm going to use those. And now I'm realizing maybe I should have done the solid and then alternated the colored, but today now. And like, honestly, these color changes are long enough that it's not going to look like super busy. Like here, like that's almost the whitest part. There were only 2 colors there. So, okay. So I went ahead and did that row. I had intended for this to be, I didn't know how much I would need. So I had done this for just that row, but since I have a pretty long tail here, I'm just gonna, you know, bring it up to there. I've already got some ends going on here. Not too worried about it. It's just gonna be messy in the back, but it's not a big deal for me. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and bring this up here. So I'm skipping 2 rows between, so I'll skip those 2. Come on up here. If you do this where you pull the yarn in the back behind, just be mindful that you don't pull it too tight, because otherwise it's gonna make it bunch. So keep it, it's better for it to be too loose and just be a little bit saggy than for it to be too tight. Okay, alrighty. So what is going on with this one? Oh, okay, there's like a decrease happening right here. So we'll see how I think I'll like the look of it still. So we just want to make sure that we're following this stitch. So I'm back there. There we go. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then I will continue across this row. Alrighty, now that you know my plan, I'm not going to record this whole thing for you. I'll just show you what it looks like when it's done. And obviously this is already a really long video with all of the decorating. So see you in a minute. Alrighty, now for testing marker. This is just chalk markers. So when I did my research, you can use fabric markers, you can use chalk markers, like you can use any kind of marker, but depends on, do you want it to be washable or do you want it to be permanent? Some people say that the chalk markers might wash out. Fabric markers sometimes will too, even though it's meant to be permanent. But maybe you want it to be washable. Maybe you want to use washable markers. Just use, you know, regular washable markers that kids use. So that's the research. I obviously have not tested it yet. We're just going to see how well it works here. But if you want to do it, you know, use whatever is safe with your kids to start with. But beyond that, do a little bit of testing. Obviously, these are super quick and easy to make up and throw it in the wash or whatever you need to do to test it out. So anyway, let's just do, oh, what do we want to do? Let's do some zigzags. Oh. This actually reminds me, another idea I had for decorating is painting. So whether that's acrylics, watercolor, whatever you want to do. Okay, so this obviously is not going to be zigzaggy. One thing that I'm noticing is that it's not easy to just like draw on the cotton, on the yarn. So as you can see, I'm kind of dotting on it. And I'm sure it could be a little bit more careful and precise, but I am getting marker on some of the row above and the row below. But this is kind of fun. It's like coloring on your knitting. Okay, so there's a blue. Obviously I'm not going to use the white. That's not going to be helpful here. And let's skip a line and come up here. Oh, you could also just like, yeah, stretch it out, and then you're going to be less likely to be getting on the neighboring rows if you want it to look a little bit neater. That's kind of fun. As far as skill level, as far as kids are concerned though, you want them to be able to like dot the marker, and I feel like that's a more complex skill than just drawing. Okay. Oh, lovey buggy. Do you need some more snacks? Oh, achoo. I'll do one more and then I'll go get him some more snacks. And then obviously like this is kind of fun because you could decorate two different sides. You could do one side, one direction, one decoration, the other another decoration. And like even if you did the stockinette, you could do that too. Like especially if you had a solid color. That's not a stockinette, but yeah, so you could have one side that's like on the garter ridges and another side that's on the stockinette. Alrighty, I'm just gonna continue with this pattern for the rest of this, and then I'll come back. I want to do like some dots or something between these rows. Alrighty, so here's the finished look. Very colorful egg. Maybe not quite the color palette I typically would go with, but you know, it's fun, it's bright, it's springy. And all I did for the dots was just one press down, like that. And obviously I just started with green and orange, and then I ended up just doing the same every row, the same green, orange, yellow, green, orange, yellow. Made it super simple. So yeah, let's go ahead and decorate the other side real quick because we have to use the purple. Have to use the purple. It definitely does kind of make the cotton yarn a bit more fuzzy. So that will bother you, just FYI, that's a thing. I think it's just agitating those fibers. All right, now I think maybe I'll pull out a different shade of pink. This one seems kind of pretty. And just do the strip between. Oh goodness, just realized, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna put this on right there. Since I have that flipped over, this marker is getting off on my, thankfully it's not like actually my counter or my table, but it is my backdrop. So yeah, I should have put paper towel or something down underneath it. That definitely had not crossed my mind. Had it crossed your mind, sir? And then do we need like a blue? Now let's just do the strips. Okay, so it's definitely still wet. Definitely something that needs to dry off. I would not recommend doing the backside right away. So there we go. That's our finished colored with marker egg stripes and polka dots, and there's our whole collection. Alrighty, I'm going to be careful about where I set this one. So here we have, I finished the one with duplicate stitch. Pretty cute, spring colors, all of that. And obviously you can use scrap yarn. I mean, like even the small and the medium size, it hardly uses any cotton yarn. The decorations are even less. So I finished that one, and then I did this one. I was trying to get it to look more zigzaggy than normal duplicate stitch. I don't know if you can really tell the difference or not, but essentially what I did was I emphasized the V So I, just for example, would come in the bottom of the stitch, do one leg like we would typically for duplicate stitch, and then I came down back down to the bottom of the stitch and did the other leg, and then back down to the bottom of the stitch, first leg, back down to the bottom of the stitch, second leg. So if you feel like you like that look better than this look, there's that option. And then I'm gonna undo this just so I can show you what I did for the other. It's not quite as simple to undo this one because there's a lot more back and forth than regular duplicate stitch, but still not that big of a deal. I think it's maybe a little bit more like typical like cross stitching kind of thing, or typical stitching in general. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've done that stuff. And then the other one that I did is this one, which I think is super fun. Just cute little dashes. I was also thinking about doing solid lines, but Minnie was impatient, which was making me impatient. So I just tried to make it quick and simple. I think it's really cute. So what I did for this was I essentially did a duplicate stitch of the dash lines. I didn't try to like cover up those same, it's essentially just next to it. Again, I was trying to be quick, so you can try harder, but essentially what I did, came in on one side of this stitch, over that dash, that stitch, and then I went under one stitch and up over the next stitch, under one stitch. So it's super simple, fast, cute, super fun to play with color. Like, yeah, so many options. And to make it even faster, you can just go over, under, across, and it makes it super quick and easy, just like that. And then it's really easy to tighten and loosen and everything that way too. So that is how I did that. So just as a quick recap, oh, I also want to do the marker. Okay, I'll insert the marker here, but I'll do my recap while I have everything here. So we have two just plain large garter versions, with an ombre yarn, with a solid yarn, one plain stockinette version in a solid yarn. This here is a large garter with some paper flowers, some beads, and then I have some twine, and then a lace ribbon, a large stockinette with buttons, and a twine flower. And again, everything's just using glue stick. And then a large stockinette with a large thick band of ribbon and just random color buttons. Like literally the most colorful buttons that I have. So, okay. Then medium size, we have a plain stockinette, a plain garter, and then we have a garter. Obviously, I still need to take care of my ends here, but garter with like this dash, sort of like a duplicate stitch, but on garter stitch. I don't know. I think it's super cute. Another fun option for color, we have this one on the stockinette, so with duplicate stitch, to make stripes. And here, I obviously didn't clean it up. I was actually kind of trying to play with, for a while I was like fighting it, trying to get the yarns to not like get caught in each other. And then I was like, wait, actually maybe that will essentially weave in my ends for me. So I kind of was playing with that a little bit. Anyway, and then we have garter stitch with wood button, or I don't know what you call them, just wood pieces, because they're not buttons, they're just flat on both sides. We have a stockinette, little dude 2 button eyes, and then a mouth or a mustache, whichever you want to prefer, whichever way you prefer to think of it, made out of felt. And then for our small size, we have 2 garter stitch. Oh, I was going to do marker on this one, so stay tuned. Stockinette stitch in the ombre. And then we have a garter stitch with a smiley, so 2 buttons, twine for the smile, a stockinette sort of zebra look with stripes just made out of felt, just little cut little felt pieces, stockinette with a sort of like a modified duplicate stitch to try to create a zigzaggy kind of look, like, you know, an egg. I guess maybe one way that I could make it look more zigzaggy would be to have it come down on each end. So like come down once here. That would be difficult on that side, I guess. Here I definitely could do it. Just do a leg here and a leg there, leg here. This one would be more difficult. Anyway, just ideas. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. It'll be fun to keep sharing what we do in future years for decorating eggs. And I'd love to hear what you do. Like, come back and post on this video letting us know. Oh, I don't want to get marker on all these. Letting us know what you did. I wish you could post photos here, but you can link them on Ravelry, and you can check out what everybody else has made on Ravelry. And yeah, have lots of fun creating. I hope this is a super fun seasonal related craft project for either you and or your kids. Alrighty, chat again soon.